About, I don't know, 12:43. If you'll stand with me, Frankie's going to do the invocation for us.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the beautiful weather you have blessed us with. We ask you, Lord, to guide us in the decisions that we make. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. Amen. Shelley, you want to get us going?
Jack Baker, sorry, Denise Taylor.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Joe Bird.
Honey?
Carly Bozer. Jody Fishinghawk. Janelle Fulbright. Present. Don Garvin. Frankie Hargis.
Present.
Tina Glory Jordan. Here. Lee Keener. Dick Lay. Curtis Snell. David Thornton. David Walkingstick. Victoria Vesquez.
Ani.
Kara Howard.
Ani.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Shelley. Okay, we have a list of suggested political donations. So if someone would go ahead and make a motion on that so we can discuss them.
I would make that. So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to go over the political donations. Yes, Jack?
Oh, yes, I have a question on Senator Cliff Brannon. Cliff ran for Corporation Commission and unfortunately lost in the runoff. And he's not running for the state senate. And yet we have him listed here. Because that is my senate district.
It's not unusual for members of the House and Senate to have sort of ongoing expenses, wrapping up campaigns, even wrapping up their legislative campaigns. So we felt he's been a friend and will continue to be a friend. We need to reinforce that relationship.
But he isn't running for the state senate. That's what's misleading on here. But I have no problem giving him more money because I had actually asked before to give him more money, which we did.
Can we just take the 4 off and just leave state senate? How would you do that, Jack?
Put Corporation Commission on there, wouldn't
Madam Chairwoman. So what I hear Councilman Baker asking is, why are we giving him money if he doesn't have a seat or he won't be running again for anything? And I don't know that we got a clear answer from my perspective, because if he's going to be a lobbyist, you know, I mean, I don't understand what his role will be that we would need. And I understand he's a Cherokee Nation citizen. I don't want to discount him. I just want a clear idea of why we're continuing to push money towards him if he's not going to have a role in leadership.
Jack?
I have no problem with giving more money if it's for the expenses and so forth for his Corporation Commission race, as long as we didn't max out on that. Because I know that we,
It is to his state senate race. It's true he's not running for election. He is still in the Senate.
right, I'm aware that he's,
Reps and senators have ongoing expenses that are chargeable to their campaign accounts. And so to strengthen and continue that relationship, a donation is important.
but he would not be an incumbent since he's not running again.
Do we just need to change some wording?
He's in the
on
middle
this-
of his
on
state
this
senate term.
paper?
Right.
I would recommend that we strike for and in lieu of incumbent, say seated.
Yep.
I'll make that in the form of a motion, I
Okay.
guess.
Victoria and,
Is that a friendly amendment?
to change that.
I can offer it as a friendly if it's, there's
That's fine.
concurrence.
That's fine.
Okay, so we're just gonna,
Yeah, the wording is not a concern.
and out of curiosity, when is his term up? Can one of you answer that?
It'll be up when the
In
new
November?
Senate, when the new Senate is seated,
January should be.
In
which is first part of January.
Okay, Councilor Conwell, did you have another question?
Yes, I have a couple of things. Matt Silverstein is a Choctaw Nation citizen running for U.S. Senate. And I don't think we've given him any money. Is there a reason why we haven't given him any money?
We have not given him money, looking at the competitive nature of the seat. We've not made the recommendation to give the donation.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was trying to bring Councilor Byrd up to
Matt
speed on
Silverstein
what-
is a Choctaw
Choctaw
Nation
Nation.
citizen,
Running for what?
U.S. Senate against Senator Inhofe. we've given to other tribal citizens in the past, even if the polls didn't show that there was a likelihood of success. And I don't know what his polls have shown because I haven't had a chance to even look. Is there not a way to accommodate him, at least give him some?
It would not be the first time that this is a two-way process and the committee brings recommendations back and we've come to a consensus. So certainly not going to make any objections to something that is the pleasure of the committee.
Do you have a suggested?
The max is 5,200. I don't know if that's something that we can come in at or not, but I'll start there. I would like to suggest 5,200 for Matt Silverstein, as a Choctaw Nation citizen, running for U.S. Senate.
Now, is this, can I,
Yes, please.
is this in the form of a recommendation from you all? Because both groups have got to agree to this.
That's true. If it's the will of the body that we donate to Mr. Silverstein, the chief certainly wants to cooperate with the committee. We have reviewed it and found that, given the dynamics of the race, a donation was not warranted. However, part of the reason we have these meetings is to openly discuss the other perspectives. I don't think there's been a time in which we've come to such a disagreement that we can reach some resolution in the subcommittee.
Well, before you do a second, I may continue, I will oppose giving you 5,200. If you want me to offer a friendly second of 1,000, and you will accept that, then that's where I'm at.
I think we need to do something for him, and I just wanted a starting point. I know that's the max. So if 1,000's it, then and we can all come to agreement, I would appreciate that, because I know where he stands versus Senator Inhofe on tribal sovereignty and a lot of issues that I think are near and dear to the nation, so.
If I recall, we cut this fund by 100,000 during budget time.
Yes, we did.
So we're gonna be on a tighter, which is very appropriate, I think. I always thought there was too much in that fund anyway. I wanted that money redirected to other services. But if, Kara, if you would be willing to let me second with a friendly of 1,000.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Councilor Wilkins.
Good to have you back.
You need to.
Victoria, she made the original motion, but then she's making a motion, is that right? Carrie? Or is
Add
it
Matt Silverstein for U.S. Senate, who's a Choctaw Nation citizen, for $1,000.
If you want to just make that a friendly to Victoria, she might accept that.
That's fine.
Okay.
And then I'll
Okay, so we're gonna add Matt Silverstein for $1,000. Did you have
Question.
something, Councilor Wilkins, too?
Hey, Secretary. Inhofe, in his previous elections, I mean, does he run close races in his campaigns, Inhofe?
The senator has had what an objective observer would call a serious challenge in some times, including his first race. His first race for the U.S. Senate was against Dave McCurdy. That was probably the toughest race he had in 1994. He won it fairly handily in a year. Republicans did good, and he's done good since then.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Did you have a question, Councilor Keener? I'm sorry, I overlooked you.
That's all right. Thank you,
Hi.
Madam Chair. So what I'm hearing is that due to the competitive nature of the race, that's why he's not given consideration. He's like he doesn't have a chance. Is that right?
Those are your words, Counselor, not mine, and they're certainly words on streaming video. What I'm saying is that we look at these races, we have a finite amount of money that in fact shrank during the budget hearings, and with that finite amount of money, we have to decide where the best place to donate the money is. If we had a bigger pool, we would have more options. That's about as obvious as arithmetic. So we have to look at all these races. They are not all created equal. This race, I think most objective observers would say is an uphill climb for the Democrat. I say that as a partisan Democrat who has never hidden that fact. But I also look at the numbers, look at the number of dollars that we have to invest in our PAC strategy, and find that this is a list that would help meet our interest. But this is a two-way street, and I think we're seeing that play out right here.
Chuck, would you put your house on it?
Mr. Cantor.
How much was the gold sponsorship for the in-hall campaign?
The gold sponsorship.
Or the Cherokee Nation sponsorship of the bird hunt?
Our recent donation to the center was from
25. That got a gold sponsorship in the bird hunt?
that was the last donation to the center, yes.
So that was Cherokee Nation, right, not Cherokee Nation businesses?
Cherokee Nation Businesses does have an account from which to donate, and that's the source of that money.
Okay. So on the sign, it should have said Cherokee Nation businesses, but it said Cherokee Nation.
I think we printed the sign, Counselor,
Oh, just for future reference.
but I will make a note of that.
Yeah, it makes a difference. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'm not sure what 5,000 was used because we all voted as a body to give him 5,000. It looks like on April 22nd of 2013, and then again in December of 2013, we gave him another 1,800. So I'm not sure what money was used where, but he's got $7,000 from this group right here. Everybody in this room voted to do it. That doesn't mean I agree with maybe how he used it, but once it leaves our hand to his hand, we really don't have any direction. And Lee, you were there voting on it that day, both times. Just to point out to this committee, we all need to do our due diligence.
Counselor Karen Watts.
Thank you. You know, I don't always make the PAC meetings, and regardless, it's the nature of what we do as a government is donations. But there have been questions. I guess there was a video that surfaced around this pigeon shoot or dove shoot that Senator Inhofe had done. And it was posted on a sign about the gold sponsorship. And what I'm hearing is, I mean, obviously, it's very easy public record for this committee for folks to understand what has been or hasn't been given. So that money was actually from Cherokee Nation businesses, and somebody indicated to me it was 10,000. So,
I've never heard it indicated as 10,000 anywhere, unless you have information on that.
yeah, so I don't know, that's what, they just indicated that that's what the level of sponsorship would be. So that money is not even the money like that, the Speaker Jordan pointed out, of the 6,800 that went through the committee. This was additional money from Cherokee Nation businesses then?
This is $2,500.
Okay, and then Chief Baker was there representing us at that event? Okay, so that would be in addition to that and something separate. Can we get a list then of what Cherokee Nation Businesses has donated for the next PAC meeting? I'm guessing that's what you're going to call it. So Madam Chair, I think they're going to have a list of what Cherokee Nation Businesses has donated so that we can see that and better understand that as a group.
It's actually, just to correct, it's actually 7,000 from this body.
Okay.
18.
So that on the December 2013, it was 2,000?
December 16th, 2013, it was 1,800. And April 22nd, 2013, it was 5,200. And I think all of us that are sitting at these tables were here that day and voted, not Victoria or Janice, but the
Yeah.
remainder of us.
And that's all reason, I mean, this is, we all understand that that's part of our job, but this pigeon hunt is interesting, to say the least. I'm not sure, I'm still trying to digest what actually happened, but it doesn't even sound like that's what was approved by this committee. I don't recall bringing up a pigeon hunt.
We actually
So-
don't approve how they use this money. I mean, once we give it to them, it's their money. to use within.
Oh, and I totally
their-
understand that, but Speaker Jordan, what I'm hearing is our money that we approved so far is different from that, and that was done by Cherokee Nation businesses that we may or may not have. I know I didn't have knowledge of, that I didn't recall, so, and it's separate, and it sounds like the chief went and represented us at that event. That's what I was trying to clarify. Thank you.
Counselor Vasquez, did you,
Well,
something to add?
I mean, I just got a note from one of my community gentlemen that runs Navy. And since I wasn't aware of this, and I was in a meeting up until we came in here and didn't have time to read it till just now because the guy had my phone, I don't know whether I should bring it up or not. May I show you the comment? Is that all right? Yes, on this, the hunt.
Okay.
And then you decide when you talk about it in the group. I just don't want to ignore it.
Well, I thought we had established that that money didn't come through this body.
Okay. So,
That's the key.
and Madam Chair, you're going to ensure that we have that list from Cherokee Nation businesses about what events and the donations we've been participating from the business side that might be characterized as the government.
I think Secretary of State was going
Yeah.
to get that for us
So that'll be next meeting.
at the next PAC meeting.
Could you just send that to all of us on our emails?
Okay, Counselor Keenan.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Delegate.
I thank you for the voting record, Madam Speaker, but I was just merely trying to figure out how it was spent, so all of us can go back and the public can go back and see our voting record. That doesn't need to be pointed out unless you feel it does, but I was just trying to find out what it was spent on. And I think that we have that right, don't we, as a council? Thank you.
Counselor Fulbright, did you have something?
Well, I have comments. I am like the Secretary of State. We all have our partisan politics, but when we enter in here, we need to think about what is best for the tribe as a whole. And Senator Inhofe has really been very helpful to us about trying to get legislation through for our hydroelectric plant down in Sequoia County, at Deputy Mayo, locking down number 11, I think it is. And he's very powerful in the U.S. Senate, and anybody that can read the paper can understand that he is more than likely going to go in very easily back into office. And so I, like some of the others in here, am not of the Republican persuasion, but when the writing is on the wall and someone is helping you, well, I think, we need to help them along. Because we need to leave partisan politics outside when we enter here. That's all I have to say.
Did you have another comment, Speaker?
No.
Okay. Okay, so were there any other questions on this list that we have been given? We do have a motion and a second with an amendment to add Matt Silverstein. All those in favor of passing these donations indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, the motion carries. Let's see, are there any announcements? Okay, if there's none, I
Make a
would-
motion, we adjourn.
Thank you, Jack. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay.
10 minutes, 10 minutes.